The cross-map ultimate to assist there. Galio can back that up. Now Pantheon with the engage. You send Pantheon in as the hard engage, as the delivery system here for the Galio. That can be a very...
And they can get Pioshik down here and make a big move with Carrier going in. But now it's Santorin who's going to be the first jungler getting involved here in the bottom lane. A TP comes through. They're going to turn things right back around against FlyQuest, but now another TP is going to be showing up. Chovy the first one into the fight. The damage comes down. Santorin goes out. 150 HP remaining as Ignar now gets locked down on the back end of the fight, and FlyQuest will disengage it. Both teams getting real excited to make things bloody here in the bottom lane. As topside, the 1v1 just keeps on bringing the action. Solo tries to...
It starts like he wants to go towards that tier build pickaxe for the laning phase power, but then that Fairy Charm leads me to believe this is going to be, Muramana, Manamune style of build. That is a very powerful scaling. Nothing from that jungle pressure, and up on the top side, a plate has already gone down. Solo had to initially back off, and now they're looking for a dive.
The Oran Horn is sounded off. Solo is able to find the knock-up onto Pioshik, but here comes Galio as well, and surely this is just a death sentence for the FlyQuest top laner. He tries to tank it up, but DRX are way too clean. Bottom side, it's FlyQuest returning the favor, knocked down completely, and there you go. Shelly summoned up, turret going down, put the money in Doran's pocket. Solo just has to stand there. Oh, look at the emote. He knows what's going on. This is not aggressive play from DRX.
Yeah, and I mean, you just have to look at the position in this game, but now maybe getting a pick here on Senna, no flash.
Nicely done with the deadly flourish, and Turtle, his aim is true. Tested, they know better, so FlyQuest will take this Drake no contest.
And now at 17 minutes, FlyQuest is basically saying, you've got to come
through. DRX with 3 men in the bottom lane. They got Pioshik shadowing them, just counter jungling right now. But in the middle lane, it's Power of Evil making the plays, bringing out the Emperor's Divide. But now it's going to be turned around, and PoE shut down by Doran.
They try to get the pick there on Doran, but Chovy is in position to help him. And meanwhile, they're just losing this turret on that bot side. Turtle is getting something on the top side. But, that can sometimes be a look if you don't feel that you need the MR. But FlyQuest getting caught topside.
Here they come. Look at the power of the long-range engage, plus the follow-up from the Senna. DRX making it look easy.
Tower.
Uh-oh, Graves is looking a little bit sleepy right about now as Pioshik goes in. Watch out, Ape! Here they come. It's Galio arriving with the grand entrance. Let's see if they can follow this one up with enough damage. Santorin still trying to get himself away. Carrier is over the wall. He's got the spear. He doesn't even need it. Pioshik is on the board.
DRX are just running over this game. Their engages have been so good. The plays feel like they have such a high success rate from this team. They have constantly been punishing FlyQuest if they take one step too far in any of the lanes, and they have got so much playmaking.
Doran with the TP to join up with the rest of the squad. Death Sentence flies out, but it will not find the mark onto anyone. Wild Turtle looking to get away, but now he's in some trouble. Loses half HP. Pioshik hit by the deadly flourish. Turtle's opening up the curtain call. The bullets fly through, but they're not quite finding their target. Chovy doing a good job blocking those up, channeling the taunt just to make sure nobody's able to collapse on him while he blocks those bullets, blocks those skill shots up. FlyQuest has lost significant amounts of HP. Pioshik still at about half, but DRX knows they've won this engagement well enough to take priority over the bottom side river and take that third Drake.
Exactly. I think FlyQuest's pretty smart to just back it up after you don't get a kill on that initial play. And if you sound the horn and you didn't kill someone on the other team, it's pretty much time to leave. When you're this far behind in gold, that is really your only hope with that initial burst of CC to knock someone down and then try to fight onwards at a more equal state, right? If you try to walk forward into this squad, you will get kited back, you will get run down, and FlyQuest are really up against it here. I'll give them, maybe one more shot at this next team fight, and I think that's probably going to be their hope. Is one great engage around an objective, or DRX are just going to bleed you out of this game because the gold lead has continued to expand. FlyQuest are trying to make... There's no chance you can actually defend that tower now from that position, not even having the Oran ultimate, so DRX are just expertly navigating this. They're playing it out so incredibly well.
Pioshik in the pit all alone. The rest of the team has control. Look at the ward line, man. Look at the enemy jungle. Look at FlyQuest's red buff and how many wards are around.
I mean, compare Ignar to the solo laners. It's level 8 on the Thresh. How are you even supposed to find anything incredibly difficult, being that outpaced? Even Santorin down 4 levels on Doran.
Okay, here we go. Death Sentence comes out from Ignar. Carrier is the target, but he buys a ton of time with the shield. Turtle running away, TP coming through. FlyQuest falling back, and Solo continues chasing forward, looking for some sort of an opportunity onto Chovy, who goes into the stasis and gets himself out. Deadly Flourish and Ornn ulti coming through, but they won't quite be able to find a kill. DRX is low health on multiple players, but the same can be said for FlyQuest. Pioshik's able to make the play. There goes the sleep. There comes the Senna ulti. Power of Evil's the first one to fall, and here comes Keria right back into the fight, looking for the kill onto Ignar off to the left. He's able to find it. He's able to grab the kill onto Santorin, and Doran picks up another. FlyQuest is destroyed, and DRX will win this fight without a single death.
Nicely played there from DRX, and Chovy even on the hunt for Turtle.
Oh, he's found him. Behold the Turtle. He cannot do it. They are simply too far behind. The ace for DRX into the Baron. It is a 10,000.
With his cleanse flash, but there was no way out for the Azir, and he had to be the guy to carry the fight. So DRX knew it. They eliminated him from the game, and really they have eliminated all of FlyQuest's chances from this position. A 13,000 gold lead. DRX can easily close this one out.
Yeah, this Baron power play should just be the end of the game here, as DRX will be able to pick up the next Drake of the game. Total gold, you can see right there, 15,000 for Doran,
insane.
almost triple what Ignar has. And one thing I want to point out with this gold graph on the screen, Keria's the second poorest person in the game because he's a support, it makes sense. But Keria, if you want to look up how to play support like a Chad, go watch that last team fight replay again. He jumps in there at the very end with his ulti, 1v2 into Santorin, who is a Graves, who you would think could just one-shot him, uses the E with the perfect timing to make sure he stays alive, and with 50 HP left, gets the auto attack on a Santorin to get the kill. Honestly, DRX playing these team fights so well. The Shock Blast, as you point out, say goodbye to half your HP if even one of those connects. DRX now with a pincer attack. 4 men in the mid lane, 1 in the bottom lane. The Jace is able to just dismantle the turret. He's nearly full build. He's 5.5 items. Ignar's got 400 health. Keria on the front line, looking for the potential engage there. Power of Evil stepping away from the Senna CC. And FlyQuest will lose their first inhibitor.
Yeah, the inhibitor's going to go down. No contest there. 14,000 gold lead for DRX. Enormous amounts of experience advantage. FlyQuest are just trying to hope for a miracle here. Hope that they can hold the line and continue to farm it out. Pray for that late game, but DRX are not going to give them the opportunity to do it. Closing down on another inhibitor. The top lane is already pushing, so they could go around the horn here and look to triple and hit FlyQuest, but here comes the engage.
Deft disengaging, trying to get himself out of this one. The curtain call's opened up and the railgun's fired off. Doran dominating with the kill onto Solo as Power of Evil tries to protect himself, but the Emperor's Divide will not keep the kingdom standing. DRX pushing right on to the Nexus turrets. Wild Turtle barely hobbling away as Chovy moves forward, and the winds of war will blow FlyQuest away. Keria is into the wrong fountain, but the man don't give a damn. Take a shower in it, it don't matter. DRX with an absolute destruction of FlyQuest will take their win.
You then have the Ziggs ultimate dropped on the head of the Ashe, of the Syndra, trying to look for that. The answer here going to be Sion, so one of the less common picks, but it is something that could actually...
He got hit by both Wukong ultis?
That's what I was laughing at.
He only lost 20% of his health. Wukong spun around on him and was pretty much just a Beyblade. He spun into the wall, he fell over, and he's like, all right, we'll get him back. Eating part of a culling here in mid lane. No Man's using the ulti to get his opponent down to about half HP, but Karsa is now on the top side. And you can see 369 going after the ulti. Not quite finding the mark, but Boss could be in a pretty bad spot. First blood's gonna happen off the map. We'll check that one here in a moment. TP's interrupted, and Boss, it's hammer time, baby. 3 minutes into the game. Death's in bot lane, Death's in top lane, teleport cancel in mid lane. Boss into the top lane, but 369's trying to drag him over into the brush. The shield comes through. Wukong's got the damage to pick up the kill here. 369's chasing after him, but this is kind of like one of those Left 4 Dead zombies.
Then the gold lead is telling you.
Karsa in the enemy jungle won't be able to steal anything away, but hey, who needs to steal anything when you can just go for the kills in bottom lane instead? Lilia tries to show up. Swirl Seed fired off right between the goalposts. 3 points, but they aren't worth a thing in League of Legends. Collapse coming through from the Unicorns of Love. Karsa's in danger. Gets himself back with a beautiful wild growth coming out from the Lulu. And Jackie Love, he's got himself another one. 2-0-2 here on the Ash. And Karsa.
And he is really on the back foot despite building for this lane. UOL just have nothing going for them in
13.5 minutes into the game. 3-6-9 farming up.
Play.
Ash and Lulu just zoning people away, but instead, Nautilus is gone, fishing the wild growth plus the flash. The follow-up comes through. Oh no, Yuyanja's gonna get himself away, and now Top Esports, man. No mercy. No man shows up. The culling goes through. Karsa walks away from this one. More shields from Lulu. I love how Karsa's like, you know what, man? I got 200 HP and he's right there. But these Krugs are looking real good. That shows how much threat Top Esports truly feels like they're under. That looked like it was going so good, and then it went so bad, and now Jackie Love gets away. And Top Esports just makes this look so...
you know, I did a Lane Kingdom on it where he always is playing these team fights over walls and playing from angles that you don't expect to really look for the maximum amount he can get from those Scatter the Weeks, and fun to watch him play.
Okay, Unicorns of Love. This one should be a kill. Gadget flashing away, making sure Jackie can't get something out of it, and there you go. Unicorns of Love will find their second kill of the game. Update on the turret plates you saw at the top there.
It's going to be mid lane tower going down. Drop it right as the dragon spawns. You want to respond to that to try to stop it from charging your tier 2. But it means you now have lost position in and around this dragon pit. But UOL, they've decided we're going to fight for it.
There they go. Nice initiation down onto the enemy jungler. That could be a big one, but Karsa gets himself away. Counterattack coming out. Boss nearly going down, spinning around in circles. Back to the fountain he goes. On a Gnostic running away as 3-6-9. Oh, he gives him the dabbing penguin, too. Just chasing away the rest of the team. Lily is stuck back in the jungle. Yuyanja with the ward over the wall. Oh, no. On a Gnostic, he thought he might have been able to get away. Yuyanja's just going to chase him down. And now here comes Knight on a Gnostic's on the run. Scatter the week. Say hi to Bambi's mom for me. See you later, Lilia, as Top Esports is up.
You know, 3-6-9 wasn't there at the very beginning, and it gave them some hope. Boss now maybe getting chased down.
Boss thought he was going to get a 1v1 against a Syndra. Remember what I said? Reaver and an Infinity Edge together in Lucian's inventory by the time this one's over. But Jackie Love saved by Mikhail's Crucible. 3-6-9 coming in from the side. Oh my goodness gracious, that damage. 1 versus 4 in the back line. 3-6-9. Damn, he's fine. Making the moves, starting the fights, and guaranteeing that Top Esports just has not a care in the world. Baron's been alive for 15 seconds, and that's 15 seconds too long. Top Esports, hike it on over to the pit.
20-minute Baron, don't mind if I do. 3-6-9 has been crushed into this tournament, rolling nothing but 9s. And Top gonna turn as we see UOL coming over here. They don't want to risk getting killed at that Baron, but No Man's, you are in trouble, my friend.
No Man's tries to get himself away. The flash will do it. Still trying to just get as much distance as he can. There lots of damage from the Lilia and Ziggs. Nearly able to find the pick onto Karsa, but it will still be No Man's who gets killed. Gadget with a sidestep, barely evading the enchanted crystal arrow, but now he's on the wrong side of the map. 3-6-9 shielded up, walking forward. Gadget throwing everything he's got in his pockets. Man, that poor little Yordle, he's about to get his butt kicked. The projectiles go flying, Gadget goes down. Scion's next item will be a Warmogs. He's about 1,000 gold away from completing it, and once that's done, he just becomes extremely, like, what?
And he can eat all the poke. Like, he can just absorb every Ziggs bouncing bomb. He can step in front of every swirl seed from Lilia. He does not have to care about anything coming out. UOL, they're gonna try to fight at this Ocean Dragon. You have to expect, because that is their hope to find a pick here. But it is so tough. I mean, the fact that even Yuyanja went towards the Mikhails was very intelligent.
Jackie Love's on the front line against the culling, being protected by the Lulu. Jackie trying to step out of the way, has to flash. No Man still falls, Karsa goes godlike. Santos walking away with 300 HP, is 3-6-9, finds a way to cut off the remaining Unicorns of Love. Ananasik will be chased out. Boss tries to re-engage, but now he's got to once again fall back. 369 going underneath the enemy tier 2 turret, completely unafraid of anything. Now falling back as they do not have everybody nearby. They'll get back onto the map, and they'll just keep doing what they've already been doing. A TP's showing up. Unicorns of Love maybe... No, never mind. That's 369. I didn't know who was TPing in there. Never mind. Boss is...
looking for the turn, looking to close this out. And Ananasik is over the wall, but he has no flash.
Can Lilia try to perform a miracle steal? Nope! Karsa's there with the smite. Top Esports have the Baron now, looking to maybe send this one all the way home. Sion going for the ulti. Will manage to get on the other side of the mid laner, and there you go. Wombo combo. Top Esports take down the enemy mid laner. 369. He's just bonking the turret with a hammer, dude. He doesn't care.
Why does this range minion have so much health?
Look at how many turret shots he's getting hit by.
Look at how little he cares about that turret damage.
There's no reason he would ever need to care. This team is so far ahead in this game. Pushing down the mid lane now. Top Esports ready to go, ready to send this one into the history books. 25 minutes in, mid lane tier 3 turret under pressure. Top Esports nearly has that inhibitor turret down. There you go, a couple more auto attacks will do it. Knight staying here in the bottom lane, making sure to keep those minions enchanted. The rest of the team rotating down with him now. Volley to just put a little bit of poke down onto the Unicorns of Love. Second tier 3 turret nearly gone now as well, as Jackie Love will finish off the inhibitor in the mid lane. Top Esports continuing to just take this slow and steady, not needing to rush anything. Unicorns of Love, they don't really have a chance to fight here. Santos managing to buffer away from the CC of the knockup of 369. Top Esports, 5 in the enemy base. Sleep comes out, Karsa loses half his HP, but that's 2 big ultis. Jackie and Karsa both at half health. Boss looking for a chance to maybe jump in. 369 at half HP now too. Enchanted Crystal Arrow comes out. No Man's forced to flash away. Top Esports walking back, and the Ocean Soul's healing him up, making it look like a fountain. Ananasik tries to jump out, but the Eve will not be enough. There's nothing to watch out for. Knight goes unstoppable. Boss goes down. Into the air goes No Man's. A double kill for Knight, and Santos will try to walk out, but it will not work until he just barely hobbles away. The Nexus turrets are done, man. 369, he got hit by the laser! It didn't move his health bar. Jackie Love finishes off Santos, and really there is just nothing left to say. Top Esports did exactly what everyone was expecting them to do. They take the win, 25-3.
What a stomp from Top. That was a very sense here, given that they don't really have any go buttons with their comp right now besides just that Camille ultimate, but you need some sort of frontline dive buddy alongside that Camille, usually for the Camille to be effective. So it is going to be the Ziggs. I don't really like this.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see Ananasik falling back from this. Yeah. Both of his solo lanes have priority, but he chooses instead to go back to his own bottom side jungle, and they want to collapse on Pioshik here as No Man's has moved forward. They're looking to follow up on this. Pioshik down to 100 HP, and the Unicorns of Love will fight.
Yes, Gadget has TP, but Deft is going to be able to get a very easy recall back. He is not going to be at any sort of a disadvantage not having that teleport. You know, if you don't have TP, it's punishing if you're the one getting pushed in, but when you're the one with the push, it is not risky at all, and that is the flash down from Santos. Only gets the 90 caliber net out of Deft, so not really getting anything, but at the very least, they will be able to secure this dragon here for themselves on that recall.
Yep.
So that is nice to be able to see Ananasik expanding this advantage from that early kill he grabbed.
First, the objective all the way this time around. And they're moving towards the mid lane. Yoshik is hanging around here. Oh, over the wall they go. Nice play! Onto the enemy jungle. Yoshik is down. The Caitlyn is naturally going to get stronger and stronger. So Deft Caitlyn could be a big issue moving forward here as Gadget base checks the brush, and here comes the follow-up. Carrier ends up taking the kill, and Gadget's in the ground. DRX are finally on the board.
Nicely done by DRX, and yes, the Lulu took the kill, but honestly, I'd rather have that happen than have Deft have to spend his summoners, because now he maintains the summoner advantage. He's not really at risk of getting ganked or punished here. And they are looking for some damage on a No Man's.
Ooh, flash for flash. Very, very heads up there from No Man's making sure he gets out. But meanwhile, bottom side, it's a 1-for-1 trade. Keria does end up sacrificing himself here as Deft looks for the play onto Ononottic. He flashes away.
The passive.
But the Dream Dust is burning him away. Deft fires off the Piltover Peacemaker. Oh my goodness, they're both so close to dead. DRX with 3 men in the mid lane trying to prevent any extra damage from this. Oh my goodness, they're not even going to get the charge.
He waited till the wave was already gone. It gave him so much time to set up.
Not good as Ornn joins the fight. Now both teams are bringing in everybody, and Ononottic's already dead. The charge. Make sure we're able to shadow and protect him. A little bit of help coming in from the Lulu, and it doesn't look like we're going to see any contest for this one as Chovy just expends the shockwave to secure that. Uses the sleep on Chovy. They're looking for the dive. However, Pioshik's immediately there, dropping the smoke onto No Man's, just blows him up.
Yeah, you were looking for the play there, but he was so far back when they're going for that drowsy, when they're looking for the sleep, and now Santos, no flash, you are dead
Santos
too.
Stuck in the middle of 4
it's all
people.
falling apart.
His ornaments come through, still commands a 3-wave lead
In cooldown by spending out those spells, and if you get it down low, finish off with the satchel, they're going for a fight here.
Ononottic nearly killed, however, the Graves now in a bad spot. Pioshik flashing away, and Boss has dived deep looking for the kill. He will not find it. A sliver of health is the difference maker in that one, as Deft finds himself in a 1v2 against Santos and Gadget. He tries to kite away, using the traps, sidestepping away from the bombs, avoids the minefield, using the blast cone to get out, flashing away from the dredge line, but he gets hit at the
vulnerable tank like they did last game, having that Ocean Soul on 369. So there are some things working for them. You know, there's always more of a hope to kind of win when you can actually burst them down theoretically, and they do have 2 dragons for themselves. Can look to try to have those combos. We saw it showcased a little bit last game, where you can try to look for Lilia's Sleep, setting up a Ziggs ultimate so you get the wake-up damage plus the guaranteed center bonus damage from that Ziggs ultimate. The problem with this is Keria as well, as we're going to watch Boss die.
Oh no. Yes, we are.
Keria has Mikhails, so he can do the same thing that we saw happen last game, which is just cleanse off that sleep. So Ononottic has to hit multiple members, right? And that's where it gets really difficult, because it's actually Doran who's going to be standing in front of it and blocking up so much of the potential engage.
Defensive ulti from Gadget, clearing out the mid lane wave, trying to stop any kill threat whatsoever. But speaking of kill threat, down here in the bottom, nope. They tried to make the move. They thought they were going to be slick. However, maybe they are. The sleep finds its way through, and Chovy gets...
Same thing happening here from Chovy. Chovy was kind of out, but he turned around for the fight. Oh, No Man's is caught shopping.
What the hell?
He's
through the side of the map. And No Man's got caught. So, unfortunately for Unicorns of Love, that gives over some extra gold to their opponents.
And you can kind of do that infinitely against the Camille, as long as you don't let the Camille move up to that tower. And
oh no.
Oh, you're dead.
Speaking of Camille.
He is so strong. I mean, even the levels, right? Now he's 14. He's higher level than anyone on UOL as the jungle, right? And it's not even as though he's just stealing experience from his back away. Yeah, gonna have to back it up, but worth a try. You can see that Leandry's done now for 2 of the members, and Ononottic has that. Gadget has his 2 items. So they do have very good wave clear. If you can not get dove and just continually defend these turrets, you can kind of delay the game quite a lot with Ziggs. Of course, there is dive, there is engage on DRX, and here it goes.
Horn sounded off. Santos is the target. Ziggs ulti able to find its way onto Keria and Deft. Both TP coming in, but Santos in some trouble. Going to be taken very low, nearly killed. Boss to the back line, Boss into the ground. X-Tech ultimatum gets him out, but the ace in the hole comes through, will be blocked by No Man's. Doran with the chase, looking for the kills here. Pioshik takes the credit. Such critical health bars on the side of Unicorns of Love. Doran gets himself away, he'll barely stay alive, and DRX is looking to chase down these fleeing players. Gadget has almost no mana whatsoever still left. They will try to kite this one away. Pioshik chases after. Gadget's the first one to fall here. That's the wrong base, bro! Ononottic is trying to get out of there. He's spinning that thing around in a circle. He's fighting some minions. Watch out!
Wiped off the map by DRX in that team fight, and trying to teleport in here to get something done, but Pioshik is so strong still.
No Man's and Boss trying to fight against these guys, but Doran is just eating that whole calling. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh, baby, we got ourselves a winner. DRX with the double kill on the jungler. They pick up 3 for free, and now the map is theirs.
On the way to Baron now, you grab the dragon. UOL trying to look for those desperation plays, trying to find a pick back, but DRX are ready for it. And they just TP'd into the waiting arms of DRX, who are now going to add another tower, another Baron. Gadget here trying to look for some sort of a steal. Nanasik does have flash. You've got to try. You've got to try to make something happen.
8,000 gold down, you got no choice. Anonasik and Gadget, what's it going to be? Can they make some sort of a hero move here? Zig's ulti comes through, Anonasik over the wall, he gets it!
So they want to try to clean that up a little bit, but they are still in a very commanding position. I mean, Pioshik is level 16. This is just absurd at this point.
He's got an infinity edge.
I mean, he's got the upgraded Black Cleaver. He is so ridiculously strong. 8 kills.
This Graves is just in the
top side. So they're trying to utilize this Ziggs wave clear to hold the lines. The Baron is off the map right now, so they might just give up this next dragon, try to wave clear, try to trade on the opposite side, but no man's, you are in trouble.
Oh man, he's able to find the ulti in the second part as well. Doran looking for the solo kill on the Lucian. Takes him down to 5% HP. Just reminds him whose lane he's in.
Yeah, and he's got the Warmogs, so you give him a couple seconds, he's gonna be right back to full. And here comes DRX on the other side. They're taking the dragon, they're sieging the base, they're defending on the top side. They are running the map right now, and the first inhibitor gonna be dropping here for you.
By himself. He still has brown boots. This is one of those games where you go back to shop and you got 3,000 gold every time. Flash over the wall from Chovy. Santos with the flash follow-up. Nice pick. Comes out for the side of Unicorns of Love.
That's big for him.
Just chilling. Having a great time. Okay, here we go. Starting off. Red Smite goes through. Collateral damage comes out. Ornhorn. Nope, not quite, but a flash plus the end of the line. Might be able to pick up another one here on the No Man's. Instead, going to be shut down. Lilia gets the kill onto the Graves, and Ananasik will make that one a 1-for-1. You take those any day of the week, any day ending in a Y, you take those if you're able to get rid of that 9 and 2 Graves.
You'll definitely take those, but unfortunately for them, they lose.
You can't just allow your opponents to get back in the game and bring Graves back. This will be Baron number 2 for the side of Unicorns of Love. They get it, and they get out.
This is the closest one-sided game I've ever watched. This is like, they're just hanging on.
Santos trying to get himself out. Nice CC down onto the Ornn to prevent the second half of the ulti coming through. But now the teleport moves forward. Santos is thrown up into the air here yet again. The shield will protect him a little bit longer, but Carry is there for the follow-up slows. Santos into the gargoyle, sells it and buys another crit item. As DRX looking for Ananasik here in the mid lane. That's the damage you need. Deft with the ace in the hole. Line him up, knock him down. Not quite, but it's Caitlyn against the Zonias. Just put the cupcake underneath the golden statue. Walk away with your free win. DRX pushing down the mid lane. Now they've got the 5v4. Baron power play still up for another 70 seconds, but having that man disadvantage will probably prove to be too much anyway.
Oh, Ziggs, you were too far out there. He could actually just get caught.
Pioshik's on the way. He's got the Lulu speed buff. He knows what his mission is. He has no hard CC to interrupt it.
Oh, there was the Ziggs there a second ago.
The hard
who needs hard CC when you can one-shot him?
Yeah, just shoot him twice.
That's what I always say.
Okay, well, couldn't even finish the sentence in time, and now it looks like DRX will be able to finish the game. Santos tries to get out, but a shockwave seals his fate on the steps of the fountain. DRX with the 5-man push, looking to end this game. It was a valiant effort from the Unicorns of Love. They stabilized for an incredibly long time, but the pick on Ananasik in the mid lane, into the follow-up in that bottom side there, the power of the Pioshik.
Solo, Gnar, of course, a very interesting champion, all things considered, for a top laner. He gives you a little bit of everything and reliably gives you very little, sadly. But when he does pop off, when he does find his moments, he is ludicrous.
Mid lane, they're going to fight for this.
And the ward here, very easy for TS to predict. This will be relevant. Keep our eyes, though, on where the damage is going to go. That's going to be a flash forward. That's going to be a taunt onto 2. Do they win out in the sustained fight, though? Because Santorin is already level 2, and he does so much sustained damage. Still a squishy Little Bambi action there, though, so he's going to have to back off. Yandro now running for the life, going through, and that's going to be first blood coming in for FlyQuest. An excellent start. There was an opportunity, it feels like, for Fly to try to break the bot lane matchup rather than trying to weather the storm. As you see, the hook does land. Maybe they can't get a little bit more damage down. The sidestep, that is not the binding you were looking for. Turtle and Ignar plays this well. It's actually very hard for TES to do anything. They have to be patient on this one. TS thinking they had the level 5 advantage, but that's the Gnar back into the wall, right into the tower. Now Knight is tanking him, he's gonna flash into safety. Solo making it out of this one. TES were not ready for that Gnar ultimate.
Yeah, beautifully played there by Solo, comes back with the Ninja Tabi as well, and even though they pull Knight.
2,500 gold, 7 minutes into the game. If you told me it was TES, I would have believed you without looking. You tell me it's FlyQuest, I want to know more, and right now the story is bottom lane competency and Solo holding on. Even his own back here as he now wants to return to the top side. This is a bit of a long con play. It's gonna be a lot of wasted time if this does not go in the favor of top Esports, but that's going to be the whiff, and definitely not the one that they were looking for. Now, Boomerang isn't going to be back up for Solo. He's not able to pick it. Throws out the 10 icon, says try again, but the Urgot ult. That's going to be it. Pull him back in. Oh, God, it's still just as gruesome, even if something could go wrong at any moment. That all it takes is a single play from TES to turn it on its head. But for now, FlyQuest in complete control, and they're looking to find the pick here on tonight. The taunt coming in, but he's just going to get shuffled right back. Easy use of the Emperor's Divide coming in from Power of Evil.
Very nicely done and very patient now as here comes 369.
369 walking forward. It's going to be a slow fight. Sandstorm dodging around the side of the pit. If NECC does manage to connect, and it does, he's going to be in trouble. Very squishy still on the Lilia this early in the game. So Karsa's going to grab as the eye goes through, but of course it looks like doesn't want to use the smite quite on that one until he's absolutely forced to. Turtle will break the first tower of the game, 610.
Drop down behind the Caitlyn. That makes sense. You want to try to funnel as many plates as possible into her, but here's a potential dive.
Santorin going to be in trouble here, though, because once again, he is very, very squishy. And that is going to be Venison for the side of TES. Easy finish out on that one. And Solo might just be another name on tonight's dinner menu as he's going to get poked out as well. Karsa with the blast to the face. Still get a consolation Drake on the back of that one, but it does mean giving up some of the gold advantage that they worked so hard to build up earlier on.
Yeah, but now they've got 2 dragons. The next one will be in about 18 minutes. So you're looking at a potential of a 23-minute soul, which is obviously going to feel really nice for FlyQuest because A, they spike really well on 2 items and then continue to spike really well. They have tons of scaling potential for them. So while his flash, but ultimately Wild Turtle and FlyQuest continue to break open this map and try to accelerate the game.
And this is one of the difficulties of Summoner's Spellbook, is that obviously when you have a spell like Ignite and Flash, you have to be willing to burn one to get back to your original spell to teleport. In this case, 369 just has to get up there the old-fashioned way to try to contest that one. So it will be another tower taken out. FlyQuest for now holding on to a 2K gold lead, 2 Drakes as well. All things considered, looking pretty good in this game. Power of Evil scaling quite comfortably. You look at individual CS discrepancies, and they are certainly still favoring the side of FlyQuest.
Yeah, and now it's going to be how they problem solve breaking down this mid tower. Now, historically, how you do that is...
At landing that arrow. Oh, Jackie Love. Absolute MVP of dodgeball in his elementary school class. No doubt there after that one.
What I was about to say is
you're going to do good damage to him, but not going to burst him enough to take him out of the fight.
Look at the mid wave.
Oh, going over the wall. He's going to get locked up. It looks like they might just have enough damage. Now 369 trying to sidestep, trying to make it out of this one, but they're not able to take him out quite yet. They burnt literally everything on the Urgot, but it looks like it was the right choice. Now they're going to have to concede a tower here from the side of FlyQuest, but in the meantime, they should be able to take down this 3rd Drake uncontested. A good pick from FlyQuest.
Really nicely done from FlyQuest. Again, a lot of patience, especially around Santorin and Ignar. Woo! Santorin securing the Dragon right fight.
15-second cooldown until he can get rage again. So they have this window of about 30 seconds, let's say, give or take, where they know that the Gnar ult will not come to bear. The question is, can they win the fight anyway? They maybe just kicked it off, but that's Knight on the backside looking for the taunt. Wild Turtle now locked out. Who's going to get it in the end? It looks like the Ocean Soul has been secured by Karsa. FlyQuest now running for the hills, but they'll find 2 kills off the back of that. TES may have saved themselves from an Ocean Soul, but it still looks like they're going to lose the fight. The scoop back in. Wild Turtle says, give me another. And that's looking like a triple as it comes through in the end. Drops, and all that extra money goes into FlyQuest's pocket. And now they have to survive the siege of the Ashe, Lilia.
Now, but still, FlyQuest should just play the map with this Baron buff, continue to snowball their own gold lead, closing in on 10K now.
How much longer before they're
If he gets a good one, that's obviously going to feel really nice, but FlyQuest should be sitting on a bunch of gold because of the towers that they've taken. So I don't think they're going to try to force their hand too hard here. If they go wrong, they would give a lot of shutdowns over.
Big arrow, Mikhail's fall out.
Oh, deep teleport.
This flank could be massive. Keep in mind, it's a low health bar for Jackie Love, so they're going to have to play this one out a little bit slowly.
Jackie Love has reset his position. Knight has flanked. FlyQuest have spotted him out, and now...
Right now. You might be knocked out, but you can go out looking good after a game like this against TES. Arrow gonna connect on 369. They're gonna pull him back to the middle of the team. The follow-up is there, but they can't quite get it done. Carson now leaping into everyone. Wild Turtle gonna be isolated, taunted off to the side. That's gonna be massive. Maybe, just maybe they can turn it back. But Fly say no, not today. Chasing him down. Solo, bobbing, weaving, moving forward in the fight. Is Power of Evil looks for another opportunity to throw a few more autos down, but they've killed Wild Turtle, but not Santorin, and that means Cloud, or Ocean rather. An easy pickup here for Fly. That's going to be Ocean Soul, and while TES is starting to throw a few more punches, Fly still coming out on top.
Yeah, it's just the shutdown bonus. I believe it was Knight who got the shutdown as well. So on the Galio, I'm going to say not going to make that big of a difference here as we take another look at it. I was just going to talk about, you know, the strength that Ignar and Wild Turtle will have right now because 369 is so vulnerable. Now, as soon as 369 is caught, Knight immediately sprints into the backline, forces the flash out of Wild Turtle, so maybe they capitalize on that because he is much more...
It should be the FlyQuest victory lap. 7K up. Absolute control. They're going to grab another Baron. Deluxe Halt. A sad attempt at a steal there, but we might as well try it. The cooldown's going to be low enough at this point in the game. Now it's 3 items for JackeyLove, so maybe, just maybe, TES, 3.5 rather, can try and find a fight, but pushing in on the top side is FlyQuest, and with 5 members strong, they look all but unstoppable here in this game versus TES.
So what you're looking for is, again, Ignar is going to be fishing for a lot of these hooks, whereas where's the desperation going to come out of TES? Are they going to decide to sack 2 inhibitors before they mount their final stand? The rage bar is full, so engaging now would be quite dangerous.
Still a good little bit of poke. Obviously, the frustration of sieging against the Caitlyn is you can do what you can to protect that. But oh, there goes Karsa. We were waiting, and they found it. That's 1 hook, and that might be all it takes. Clearing out the waves, though. TES are still holding on. Not afraid because they lost a single member. Bot lane inhibitor is exposed. Solo can start to zoom down there as the next wave will crash in the top lane. Ignar with a Hex Flash over the bush, but it's 369 in the middle of the entire team. He goes golden, and now Knight's in the midst of the backline. Santander pulled in and snared by the trap. It's clean play, but it's not nearly enough because it's Solo on the backside. Solo looking for redemption, and TES getting torn to pieces. FlyQuest, where were you in week 1? You might have showed up, and it certainly looked good. Here it is, FlyQuest taking down TES. What a sight to behold.
And what they couldn't do against...
Another Blitzcrank game for Ignar, perhaps, and there it is. Doubling down on the good level 1 from their previous match versus TES has to be riding a high. You know Blitzcrank's a confidence champion. If you believe it, you can harder as more levels get under the belts of FlyQuest. The potential of an all-in starts to grow. No Man's is dead. Happy B. Anonasek continuing to give up jungle camps here and there. Hold that thought. That's going to be the lockup. That's going to be the snare. Now the Lulu's going to be in trouble, but they're chasing down Wild Turtle. Only level 5 for Gadget. He has to kill this Jhin. If the ulti comes out, Lulu is probably dead here. Ignar now in trouble as well. Santorin on the way down. That's going to be another trap locking it up. Gadget trying to run for the hills. The sidestep just barely against the wall, and it looks like Santos is going to drop here. Clean kill pickup for Wild Turtle, but Anonasek ready with the punish. Looks like it's going to work out.
Anonasek has to be really careful here.
It's going to get locked up. The flash forward. That's the pull back. There's not any mana for anything else. And Anonasek trying with the fancy footwork, but he's not going to be able to dodge out on that one. Gadget has to be careful here.
Oh, look at mid lane.
They've given up 2.
Look at
they're
mid
dying
lane.
to the Kassadin. The Kassadin's dead. Yeah, a little late there. You don't want to take this victory, because I think you should feel good about this. This is a damn good performance for FlyQuest. The trees in the ocean will. Shout out to FlyQuest. There's going to be some good donations today.
Oh. Very nicely.
That was a chef's kiss sound, if you couldn't tell. And now we've got engaged on the top side, though. Big ult coming in. That's going to be traded back, though, on the Dominus. Trying to one-shot the Twitch before he can use the Expunge. Leaping in, leaping out. Solo. Just a little bit of healing. Gadget in trouble. Minions! Oh, cast level up, are you?
This observer is trolling me.
Hex Flash. The seed. All right, there's no Twitch in the area. Gadget has made it out. No Man's has not.
Okay, guys, let's take stock of what's happening on this map. If you're just tuning in, FlyQuest are dominating, just gapping for a very long time.
They're running for their life. Power of Evil wants the 2v1. The rest of the team now coming, though, and ooh, it's not going to connect, but the ult's now coming in. They need to sidestep. Santos needs to body block, but he's been pulled away. It's Gadget all on his lonesome, but they're still there. Boss on the backside, that's a big shutdown. Now they have to give the respect. Now they have to back off. Ignor's going to be in trouble. Santorin over the wall with the swirl seed can sleep Anonasek, but he might want to wait on the cooldown there.
Good
damage now coming in. That's the snare as well. Solo so powerful, but now polymorphed. He needs to heal up with the Cold of Meek. Coming in just in time, but not nearly enough. Wild Turtle taking down No Man's. Fly still on the hunt. They're at a man disadvantage, but their pockets are filled with gold, and they're looking to make it work.
Gadget needs to be really careful.
Stepping forward. That's 4th shot. Okay. Gold lead for FlyQuest. Disgusting lead at this point in the game. Now keep in mind, this is the glass half full, so bear with me because I know optimism probably shouldn't be what I'm P, a little bit of extra time, then you may find a way back into this game. And Solo now running for the hills and already some good damage going down. Boom, boom. It's just about keeping it as clean as possible while they snowball this advantage.
And then you have President Gadget being escorted by Santos on the other side.
He's the boss, you know what I'm saying? He's the dog. Could try to steal this, but they are going to grab it. There you go, clean dragon pick up for the side of Unicorns of Love. Now they have to get out scot-free. This is the tough one because two of them are asleep. Malphite though, unstoppable as he makes it out over the wall. Solo now coming in.
He has flash. He can flash engage. He's not going to. They've got the inside track and they're instead going for the tower. Nice patience from FlyQuest.
Oh, Gadget.
Oh no.
There it is. Big ulti, Solo trying to step forward. Solo slowly getting chipped away at.
Just play for the tower, FlyQuest.
And here's the thing is, Unicorns of Love really have the shotgun composition. They leap in, they do a lot of burst damage up front with that Twitch ultimate, but if they can't finish the job, Power of Evil can tear UOL to pieces. Now they're looking to break open. And if they're smart here, they'll take the tower, but
he doesn't necessarily need to because they pushed in all the way to the inhibs.
Oh, they found Malphite.
That's a rock.
Where's he gonna go? He's sleepy. He's
Here comes Power of Evil.
He's gonna make it out. A well-timed ultimate, but not nearly good enough.
TP on one of these minions if he wants, or if he sees everyone, he can try to push the top tower.
Flash forward from Gadget though, that's big. Wild Turtle now. 30% health, the follow-up. No Man's Cell looking to get some kills. These shutdowns could be massive. Power Evil gonna dissuade with the down. UOL on the chase. Gadget very quick, but they can't go for anything else. And in the meantime, as you said, Solo
Between, you know, are we fighting the dragon? Are we picking up minion waves? And
Ignar.
they're doing the same thing to UOL.
Oh. But now the Jin can follow up. They need to speed on out of there. Alt coming in. Oh, Solo off to the side. They're corralling him. They're gonna have to walk away. Santos is just gonna be a name on the list. He's gonna get knocked down.
Boss is just about to get his though.
That's gonna be big. No Man's also reasonably strong if he stacks up that ult a few times. Santorin not in the pit. No Man's now sleepy. He is gonna ult out. He gets a little bit more space, but the watch out eat goes a little bit early. Santorin though burning a stopwatch. FlyQuest not able to take the Baron off the back one, but they will find a pick. Boss now in trouble. Ulti gonna be up just in time for him to use it to get out again.
Oh, the silence from
not
Ignar.
in time. Holding on to it, opting to give his life instead, knowing the 40-second death timer lower than the ultimate cooldown.
I mean, he had like a small window where he could have used it to get away, but FlyQuest did manage the CC really well. Ignar using the silence, and then he was immediately kind of shoved into a wall and stunned up.
Oh,
you know,
TP.
Maybe if he's just hard smashing the button, he gets it.
Oh no, Gadget's been caught out. Croc versus Rat. Croc wins every time in melee range. Solo now gonna return to safety. FlyQuest taking down the Baron while Solo and Ignar start to zone. Play a little man-to-man defense here. They're gonna back away. TP now coming in. Solo making it out as well. No Man's trying to hunt for something, but FlyQuest have already gotten the Baron. They're just trying to find a single pick, a single denial here, but Solo is still alive. He simply refuses to go down. No Man's will grab the kill in the end, but now it's Turtle on the backside. Again, 2 shots left. 1 gonna find it. 2 looking for the finish the kill off here. 1 more auto. Turtle can taste it. He's so close. The shield just barely gonna stop it, but there's the dancing grenade and the double for Turtle. FlyQuest. Now they're going to grab their second Drake of the game. Of course, no Drake soul for you all to contend with, but as mentioned...
that we've stacked, I believe, was 14 minutes with Crown Shot.
Yeah, that one was a little nutty.
That game got very quickly out of control. As Unicorns Love actually have a lot of time.
Trying to clap on Solo, but you got to keep your eyes on that hook coming in from Ignar, trying to pick him off, and No Man's still going to be able to cancel that grab. Turtle can just grab this one, anyone. Dragon tries to reset, while Turtle can finish it. 6K, getting lower and lower. Solo on the way, and Santorin as well. That Renekton can do massive damage if he gets into that fight. Are they going to hold on to the Drake? They're now flashing forward. That's going to be a big knockup, but really only connecting on Ignar. Power of Evil, meantime, in the back line. They pulled through, and that's going to be it. Massive fight coming in. Gadget getting isolated, getting picked off. Anonisic trying to get anything back, but it's not going to happen. Quadra kill for PoE. Oh, and he's on the hunt for the Penta. That's the TP out. Wild Turtle wants to cancel. And he'll do it. It might cost him the pentakill, but they'll get there in the end. And this is what we're talking about. One fell swoop for FlyQuest here, wanting to end it instantly, and they'll find the opportunity to do so. Unicorns of Love bet it all on that Baron, but this time the coin comes up tails, and FlyQuest gonna finish their tournament in style. Take down TES, take down the LCL and the Unicorns of Love. FlyQuest end the 2020 World Championships at 3-3.
I feel like this draft is just absolute draft kingdom from DRX. This feels so potent and powerful. Now we have kind of the Hail Mary for 369 to grab the Vladimir, but you know, you're two big carries. Now we have a trade, a handshake on these objectives. Infernal for top and Herald now for Pioshik.
Immediate trade back. Of course, Def not really able to win out on the sustained damage trades here. And this has been simultaneously very tense and also very weird. I have never seen teams fight over Kindred marks like this in my entire life. I have asked in every solo queue Kindred game I have ever played.
I made a Kindred only account. I've been grinding it. I got it up to level 20 so far.
Vladimir has to potentially bully out here. So we'll be able to take this one down. More money into the pocket of 369 as Def will finally break mid lane as well.
So it's top that decide to give away the second dragon. Staggering, or didn't really stagger their recalls, decided to back for items and then just give pressure for 369 to push down top side. So you may find Doran here, but Doran is a very beefy boy.
Yeah, kind of can make it work. Who can find the team fight on their terms? Because so far this has been a slow incremental advantage building for DRX, but not significant enough to mean too much in the greater scheme of things.
I think that it means things in the greater scheme of things in terms of that I still like DRX's composition better.
Oh, here we go. Big Horn. 23-38. 23-38. Can they live? Are we going to get the latest First Blood of the World? Who's it going to be? Doran now getting caught out. Can they keep the fight going? This is it. The latest First Bloods of the World, but who is going to get it in the end? They're running for the hills. They're buying a bit more time. Chovy's got the extra shield now coming in, but it's Vladimir right on the backside. Big ulti, but maybe not big enough. Chovy seemingly going to be the first to go down here. The dash out, the Predator, not quite enough, but he goes through the portal, and there's Pioshik with the ult! Oh, boy! Nobody's dying! Oh, man. What? But TES are going to get this mid lane tower. It looks like never mind! Knight's done! He has shown up, and now the follow, the flash immediate from Jackie Love, and just like that, the game explodes. Knight with a clean shockwave, clean follow from Karsa, and was dead even after that fight, but will not be dead even when this Baron falls. This is the opportunity for TES to lead Balloon pretty heavily for the side of top Esports.
What was a chess game has now had the board flip. It does feel like a composition that has a lot of room left to run in it for DRX, so they're definitely not out with multiple control wards and find the flank point. That Bard ultimate was basically... DRX have been lulled into a false sense of complacency because that is going to be Baron for flawless play around Fog of War. Carry is walking forward. They think they have the bait. They don't know. They don't know. Oh, but the follow-up, I don't think that was a good Bard ult. That might not have been good at all, but maybe they can get the follow-up fight as well. Now instantly Knight's going to get popped. He has to find a time to use the shockwave. 369's been zoned away from the fight by Doran. So far, so good for DRX. That's going to be the two-man knockup. So once again, 369 trying to find his way to the back line, and he's found Def. That's going to be huge. Can he take him out? Def trying to heal up as much as he can. He gets the magic damage shield coming in from Galio as well. It's a close fight. DRX into Lamb's rest, but the break is all they need. The rest is all they need, and they find that one. So beautifully done, and I agree with you, Dragos. It almost looked like disaster when Chovy is thinking maybe he can try to find the execute on Knight, because this is a big AP Galio, and the Bard ultimate kind of stalls everything. Going to be gearing up for this dragon and trying to find someone out of position.
No. They've all walked face first into the Vladimir, but who's caught who? Who's going to be able to find it? Pioshik going through. The arrow's finally going to connect. They've held on for now with the Lamb's respite, but Knight coming in over the wall. The Baron setting the sights. The Dragon, rather. Dragon Soul for TES. Can they secure it? There's no way to stop it. They managed to grab it. That's Mountain Soul. DRX. This isn't the fight that they want.
In 6 minutes.
And a 2.5 gold difference. 2,500 gold difference, but triple Mountain. It's going to be feeling
bot side since Baron's not spawning until a minute 17. Meanwhile, you can see Doran's immediately pulling the trigger and backing with his Bard as TES have called DRX's bluff. DRX were running up mid lane, and now they must respond to the charge that TES have on the spot lane.
Again, DRX thought that they backed, but they hadn't, and now the push is set up on the bottom side. The Bard ult will go wide. Ornn doesn't know where to throw the ult because he was blinded, so he throws it away from the enemy team. Now we have the rest of the damage coming in. Deft ult not going to do
Look
too
at the
much.
deep teleport.
The knock up onto Jackie Love. Vladimir now coming in. Galio on the backside as well. Deft with the immediate Mikhail's out to safety. Now trying to run, but that's going to be it once the front line is gone. The fight is surely over. Big fight for TES. Do they try to push their advantage here and just end the game? So many cooldowns are gone. There is no Lamb's Respite. There is no Galio ult. Deft doesn't have anything. Doran is dead.
But there's no minion wave.
How much are they willing to commit for this? How long are they willing to wait before this fight turns against them?
The wave just about to come back in.
I need to see how many stacks are on the Spellbinder for 369.
Yeah, watch 369. He's got flash and ultimate.
Shockwave's gonna miss though, and that's big. Pioshik healing back up. They need to get the wave clear down here. They don't have a ton of tools to do so, so it's going to be at least one. That's going to be the taunt in the middle of the fight. That's going to be the follow-up. Pioshik now going in, but they don't really have a good option for damage. But Jackie Love taking so much back in return. Death, though, now the one in trouble, forced to flash out for safety. The flash into melee range, and the shotgun to the face. It's 369, now looking for a little bit more, and that's going to be it. TES, they find the fight in the base that they need. Terry will buy a bit more time, but TES now just get to have fun. They now get to enjoy it. It was a chess match for 38 minutes, but in the last 20 seconds, it has been an absolute brawl, and it is TES who have come out on top, doing their region proud. They flash RNG, they flash IG, and now they're looking to style on the opposition as they will secure first seed in Group D.
First, let's throw the groups up on screen because I'd love to get some kind of holistic thoughts to go into that group draw with. Amazing.
I mean, I think we're going to get G2 against Demon. I think it's going to happen.
The rematch.
We're going to have the rematch. And honestly, I mean, I would like to see
record-setting worlds in a couple different ways. The draw show just about to begin, so as we head inside, I will hit you with a couple of the rules. Obviously, the teams will be randomly picked, first from Pool 1 and placed into the quarterfinals bracket. Nothing too crazy is going to happen there. The real fun is when we start pulling in those Pool 2 seeds, in which no Pool 2 seed can be placed on the same side of the bracket as the team that they were in the same group with. So don't worry, we'll walk you through it as it happens. We're heading inside now to take a look at how it all breaks down in the knockout stages. And as they start pulling the teams, I want to get you guys' general sense on the 8 teams that have qualified through to the knockouts. Frosk said perhaps one of the closest and most contentious 8 we've ever had. I think there's no clear favorite, and it does feel like everyone might be a contender.
Yeah, for me, I'm really excited to watch Damon and Top especially, but I do feel like there's just so many really good teams at this Worlds event, and I think this is going to be quarterfinals is going to be when it starts getting really exciting, just because of how many top-heavy teams this tournament feels like. It's just all really strong teams, and then, you know, a handful of not-so-strong teams.
Yeah, and another thing that comes to mind are like sleeper teams in a sense, like G2, Fnatic, or even I would throw in JD. Teams that are on, you know, Pool 2, but for sure can ramp it up. Like you've seen world champion IG in 2018 is a good example of that. Even to a certain degree, an underperformer in group stage in Fun Plus Phoenix that ended up winning the same champion. I'd love to just point out that both Tien and Ning are the ones actually drawing in both finals MVP, so that's nice to see.
That's a great call out. Kobe?
We didn't have any crazy upsets. You know, all the favorites got through. There was no, you know, big moment where we had a downfall of one of these top teams coming from one of the top regions. Pretty much, you know, the only big downfall was North America not getting a team on through. So it should be, like they were kind of alluding to, some really tough competition here. Top and Suning on the first top.
I was going to say already that is a possible semi-final matchup then. Top Esports and Suning on the same side of the bracket as we look for the final 2 Pool 1 seeds to be drawn. But Raz, what's your take on that potential semi-final?
That always happens. Last year it was literally FPX and IG. The semifinals ends up being the LPL teams going up against each other. So that's always something to point out if that does end up happening. I want to see who they end up going up against.
Well, Gen G will be the first team on the lower side of the bracket to be pulled, which means, of course, that we only have 1 left to go.
Also, I mean, LPL got 3 teams through, so what are you complaining about? We're gonna have a fight.
All right, okay. I take what we get. That's fine. I'm happy with that.
Pretty good. If everything goes correctly here, this next draw should beat Damwon Gaming to fill out the Pool 1 seeds. And then I start to get really curious about the, you know, the 1-2 matchups. Again, I'll remind everyone that the Pool 2 seeds are G2, JD, Fnatic, and DRX. So are there any 1-2 matchups that you guys are particularly hoping for?
I think one thing would be LEC's history versus the LPL. I know specifically Perks gave that interview where he said they don't care who they match up against, but given their history, I think they might prefer, one of the LCK teams rather than the LPL ones, because this current roster of G2 has only won a single game versus an LPL team, and that was the one game versus Suning this year that they took in the group stage.
Well, G2 is the first team to be pulled, but here's the deal. Because Suning is in the upper bracket, G2 must go to the lower bracket. You cannot be placed on the same side as your own group opponent. So they will dodge both top and Suning, and instead get placed into the first matchup in the lower bracket. Yes, Raz, tell us.
Is that Damwon? Am I correct in being believable?
No, Damwon should have been the fourth team to be pulled.
Yeah.
Oh, this would be a Gen G matchup. So Golden Glue, what's your take there? A G2 versus Gen G matchup.
That's exciting. I wasn't, I think G2 definitely lucked out that they couldn't go versus top. I think that's like really good versus. I think this is still gonna be a really close one. That's an extremely exciting game where there's obviously Gen G is coming in as the first seed into the favorites, but I could definitely see G2 taking them out as well.
Ooh, Fnatic the next to be pulled. So both EU squads coming out hot. Of course, Gen G is on the lower side of the bracket, so Fnatic will get slotted in right there at the top, gentlemen. Top Esports.
Oh my goodness.
Woo, baby.
Send the salute out. I want to point out the first thing. I actually think G2 going up against Gen G, that's great for them. I would actually say that Gen G is the worst of the pool 1 seeds, because you have Top Esports, Suning, Damwon. It would be a bit of a tie for me between Suning and Gen G, but I think it's a really good matchup for G2. For Fnatic, good luck, man. That one's as hard as it can get. Maybe that one's a tough one.
I will say that for G2, I feel like the bottom lane is going to be pretty difficult versus Gen G. So it's not like they're going to have a free pass here.
Yeah.
JD Gaming just pulled, and of course Damwon being on the lower side does mean that JD will match up here against Suning.
That's the quarterfinals. That's what you don't want to see right there. You don't want to see that. Gives me vibes of 2014 OMG going up against EDG. Just team kill after team kill. That's the LPL history, my friends.
That's pretty crazy. All 3 LPL teams in the top half.
Insane!
If I recall correctly, this was the matchup that Lyric was talking about wanting to see. And so, while it will be an LPL team kill, as you mentioned there, Kobe, it is maybe something that some of those more hardcore LPL fans would be looking for. DRX, the final team to be pulled here.
Hey, that's another team kill right there.
That's well, you're gonna get a lot of those when there's only 3 regions in the quarterfinals, right? You've got two LEC and then 3 from each of the others, and so there you have. These are some sweet matchups, but again, I think this only reinforces the point that this is one of the most competitive top 8, selection of Worlds teams that we have had.
I think that last one might be the easiest to predict. With how Damwon ran through the LCK, Damwon versus DRX, that has got to be the overwhelming favorite there for Damwon on that bottom side. So I think that's the scariest draw for DRX, actually. We'll see, what they can show as far as evolution and what they've learned.
Yeah, you know what I love to see at these times is like what all the